dismissal of an employee, name withheld to protect their privacy. The regular meeting will proceed upon conclusion of this executive session.
I'll second John's motion.
There's a motion and a second that needs to be a roll call vote.
John Pelletier in favor.
Ron Lampron in favor.
Brian Martin in favor. Okay, so let's just take a, ready to move on. Go back in, just call the meeting back to order at 7.
If the residents say they were going to come back, they had to meet with them.
I told him to come back in a half an hour, which it's been over half an hour. So.
Have you been sitting there the whole time?
No, she just walked in.
I didn't see her come in. I just looked up.
Literally, she walked in. She asked the attorney.
It's actually 6:50, so you said 7.
I did say so.
It's 6:50.
6:52. All right.
Well, I guess we'll go back to visitor comments if they come back. I don't know.
Yeah, we have right now visitors' comments. Anybody? All right, we'll go back if
If they show up.
there's a resident that wants to.
Mhm.
All right. So we need a motion to accept the minutes of the October 20, excuse me, of the October 25th, 2023 regular meeting.
I wasn't there, but so moved.
Yeah, I'll second.
Motion and a second. For discussion, hearing seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Well, I'm assuming that's unanimous, right? Treasurer's report.
I'll make a comment for how much money have we spent moving the top one out? Like some subcontractors or people coming into work?
For people that come in to do stuff, we haven't spent
Nothing.
any. Just what Tom.
We had talked about the last meeting, the hire and people, if that ever happened.
Been doing fine. Everything's caught up.
Well, so Tom has been that busy.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Very, very busy. He's not getting the interruptions of, can you come help me, I can't do this. So he's just right there doing everything.
So what's gonna happen with snow? Is he gonna need help with snow?
Well, we're hoping to get somebody in here, we're gonna do an
What happens, right? What happens if Todd appeals the civil service case and wins, and they put him back, and we hired somebody in the meantime? Then what?
I mean, we can't go without having an employee. I mean, it's like any company terminate. I asked the attorney, they said we could hire somebody, he's terminated.
I'm not saying you can't, but you're gonna, if you get, Todd gets his job back, you're gonna tell somebody, oh, we have to let you won this case. Right? So, I don't know. So, I mean, if things are going okay right now, I would say, we look to hire somebody,
Subcontractor?
yeah, subcontractor.
Hire something like
Yeah.
that?
And, you know, maybe you can get that person to be on call and someone can call him in if he needs help doing salting or whatever. That would be my recommendation. I don't know that we want to go full bore and hire somebody until this civil service thing gets,
No, that's gonna be.
I understand. But I just don't think it's a good thing to hire somebody and then we're gonna possibly let them go. I just. Yeah, anybody else got any thoughts?
I know, like, snow season's coming and they help shoveling. And when some contractors don't do shoveling, they may be looking for here too. I know of people that the DCAM approved that they could probably do anything that came up here. They have like carpenter crews and painting crews.
But that's, I mean, it snows right around the corner, so, I mean, maybe this weekend, so. Yeah, anybody that you use,
I just know that when, the other guy was gone, Todd did it, we had a few tenants who were out shoveling because they do it now anyways, even when we had you guys. They just want something to do, they were shoveling some of the walkways just to give them something to do.
Right.
They
there's
weren't,
always some of those.
they weren't asked to do it, they just love doing it.
But you can't rely on that.
No, when you advertise, when it comes time to advertise, right? What is it, a maintenance, what's the title for that person?
Maintenance mechanic 2, laborer,
And what's Tom?
mechanic 1.
I don't know, I mean, I don't know if we hire, don't hire, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, hate to mislead somebody, if you hire
What
somebody,
happens
so
if
you gotta go
something
to the person coming back.
What do we do if something happens to, Tom, right?
I mean, in my opinion, I believe, just from the report that we read, the evidence was overwhelming. And, I mean, I'm not really a betting man, but I would bet that if, on an appeal, that determination from that third-party independent group, they're gonna hold that in standard.
Well, if he shows up without an attorney, yes, I agree. But if he has an attorney, maybe not.
And I don't think it's gonna happen. All this time.
That's not up to us.
I mean, that's just my opinion, I mean, and so I would suggest, it's just me, that Melinda go out tomorrow or by posting a position. That's just me.
It'll take 4 or 5 weeks anyway.
And Todd
That's
thought
exactly-
civil service.
Between advertising and-
Exactly, between advertising
That's the deal.
and,
Todd thought civil service people were gonna be his attorney.
What'd you say, Linda?
Well, we were at the first hearing. He said he had an attorney. We waited, nobody showed up, so the hearing officer said, do you have a phone number? He was gonna call to find out when the person
Yeah.
was coming. The
Anyway,
number that was
we've
given
already
was to
gone
the
back.
civil service department. Todd thought the civil
I'm disappointed
service
they didn't have
and the
anybody.
attorney.
I mean, you may have a disability, but you be take care of it as well, you know what
I mean, we were,
I mean? Remember, they use your capital.
We're gonna invest in a back scratcher now?
but, so yeah, I mean, by the time, if you post that tomorrow, it's probably not gonna get still interviews, all that stuff, you know, resumes have to be in by a certain time, it's not gonna happen, the hire's not gonna happen for probably 5-6 weeks maybe.
In January.
So by that time, supposedly there's already a hearing date set up for him with civil service.
Yeah, we might be changing it though. Because I can't make that date.
Are we gonna, I'd like to see the job posting and the people that apply for it, and we're gonna be able to review the applications?
Is, Mike, I believe it's a recommendation, right? When you make that hire, we get it confirmed, is that how that works?
Well, when we hired Tom, I just hired him. I know Don had asked to sit in on the interviews, gave me his point of view, but in the end, he said it was my decision because I had to work with the person and hire him, but he wanted to at least sit in on the interviews.
So it would be a question for the attorney tomorrow, I believe.
And then I hired him. He came to the first board meeting to be introduced to the board members.
I believe the commission has to confirm based on 121.
That's for what, man?
That the commission has to confirm the hire based on
Is that
chapter 121B,
That's
which
for everyone?
I believe so.
Because it wasn't.
I don't know, I might be wrong, but like I said, ask the attorney. That's just that's my take, just on what I've seen go on, mostly in drinking. But
I just hope there's not somebody already sitting on it in in the background, it was told, yeah, we're gonna hire you as soon as he's hired.
I haven't,
Alright.
I haven't gotten anybody that's
Because
showing, because I haven't said anything to anybody about any openings.
no, I just hope that.
Dawn, would you be available to, do exactly what you did before?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna have Tom sit in too, I mean, he's gonna have to work
Yeah.
with the person.
But you just do what they do in Reagan. Just hire that political connected guy and don't ask anybody anything.
Hire-
I mean, would you,
The politically
do we
connected.
need like an official motion on that, to have like a Dawn be our board member representative, or representation?
Well, if we have him be the representative, then does it need to come before the board?
Well, that's, that would, again, a question for the attorney, but I think he's only one member, so I think the full board needs,
Because, I mean, that's gonna hold it up too, hiring somebody, waiting for a full board,
well, it would be,
well, a board, at least a quorum.
Mhm.
It's basically a subcommittee.
Yeah, correct.
You know,
One
the police
person's-
chief of it, town administrator, and the same of it, the school, so.
so,
And I don't mind,
Okay.
and that's. I just hope there's not somebody waiting in the sidelines right now.
Not that I'm aware of, I haven't talked to anybody.
All right,
moving on, treasurer's report. Accountant's report for October 31st, 2023.
I make a motion to accept treasurer's report A, B, and C as presented.
So move.
So moved, just a quick question.
Second, did you say?
Under legal, right? Says we have 2,800 bucks left. My guess is the bills for this attorney is gonna be way more than 2,800 bucks. So what do we do?
Well, I've already sent an email back when this whole thing started to let the state know that we were gonna need a budget exemption because of this process.
So, where does it come from?
Well, it's gonna come out of our operating reserves that we have.
There's so there's no, well, I guess all these, it's receipts.
How much, do we look at that point, can I ask how much the training cost us?
It's gonna
The
be,
executive session we just had,
How much did it cost us?
total?
how long is she here? It's
Well,
usually
she-
200 bucks an hour.
Her travel time too.
Yeah, whatever that
Well, how
is.
much? 5 grand, 10 grand, 15?
Um, I just got the bill in for the whole month of October and it was 6,000. That doesn't include this month, which had the hearing and this executive session on it. The other stuff was just in office stuff.
So, all these line items are, well, not all of them, but most of them are in the negative, right? Projected to be in the negative, I should say.
The maintenance stuff.
So, I mean, there's no place in the budget to actually take
The
it.
water and sewer is more of like a timing issue because those bills come in quarterly.
So I guess it would have to come from there, right? I don't see anywhere else, unless you can ask the accountant. All right, there's a motion on the floor, any further,
I second it, yeah.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Opposed, unanimous.
now, just one discussion item.
Correspondence?
No, well, there is a correspondence that was clipped on tonight. It's from the certified public, and it was attached to,
It's on there every month.
Oh, that,
Yeah, that goes, that's on every month.
yeah, can you explain it?
Yeah, she puts that on there every month
Okay,
to let you know that they've done the books through October. It's 7 months into our budget. I mean, it's just saying what their responsibility is, that what they're doing. They do it to everybody. It's the standard letter. They just fill in which place they're at and which month they're doing.
okay.
all right, correspondence, Mass now, any questions?
I have no question.
Moving on, executive director's report.
We don't have something to see it.
Need a motion on cost one?
Yeah,
Make a motion to accept as presented.
motion, is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion on favor?
Aye.
Opposed, unanimous.
So
On the executive director's report, I was hoping to see what the bound in there, who she notified, and why she resigned. When I tried to call her, and I came back and I said, well, it's just.
I haven't been able to get hold of her because she has to return the housing authority tablet and she's still not returning emails or phone calls.
Say it again?
The tablet that she has, I've been trying to get hold of her, called her, left several messages, and I've emailed her and she's not responding.
October 25th, okay.
All right, okay, executive director's report.
The only update I have on it is the front walkway at Red Pine. I did get a quote in today, it came in just before the meeting, $7,700.
At the jackhammer, remove it, start fresh.
They have to use, because of where it's situated, they can't get equipment, so they gotta jackhammer manually, they can't use equipment to, so. It's not in a good spot to get their equipment to.
I seen a set of stairs at University Day was repaired, and they come out awesome.
And when I said something to Tom, he's like, that's been like that since he started, when he started here, he noticed it, but he said nothing's been chipping away from it.
No, but now the front wall touching
He
me.
said
Oh, that's
somebody
the-
obviously used the wrong ice melt in that spot.
I'm from Salt.
My first thought when I saw this quote was to wait till the spring and just do, like, have him put a skin coat, it like a Band-Aid fix to get through the winter.
But what I seen, that took it's more than a Band-Aid, I think it's gonna bring.
But I'm just saying to get it through the winter till the spring, to at least have him put a coat on there just to get by. I mean, yeah, it's, the price is up there, but I mean, at least we can budget for it next year.
I mean, that's satisfactory, and we should seek other, but if you remind me, I'll find out who did the stairs I'm taking in. I mean, it looks like it's better than the stairs over there.
Does this mean three X panels? It means 3 feet by the panel width? Is that what that means?
And those panels are pretty good size. I had called them because they had done work over there before, replacing some of the squares, panels, you wanna call them. I mean, it is getting late in the season too, but they said they still would do it, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a small job for them, right, so they wanna get it done.
But yeah, they did say it's not gonna be easy because of, they can't get equipment on it, manual jackhammer it.
Can we move back over it then?
You know, because it's close to the door, there's the pillars, that walkway isn't very wide.
All right, continue on your report.
So that's the update on that. The intercom, Tom has fixed it, it's an old system. I've contacted the company that we've been buying all of our parts from, and they're looking into seeing if they can get us a whole new outside panel thing at the entry. They don't make the one that we have now, but they do have one that will fit. So I've sent them the information that they were looking for, so now I'm just waiting to hear back on what panel we can get that will work. The inspections here are all done, and we're scheduled next week to do 1/3 of the senior building at Redpine. The mandatory, that was that information that you had asked last month, Brian, on was the state making it, how can they make it mandatory? It falls under that section of the law. And I attached it to the report.
They're gonna send us something on time to train. You're gonna send us an email? Can they send it now?
I think they're gonna send it out when it's time. I thought they said the system wasn't being updated till January or December or something like
Because
that.
I didn't look at what I took for training, I think I'm up to date, but
Well, they know if you're gonna need to do it or not, so
Yeah,
they'll
okay.
send you an email.
I got a few licenses I gotta redo. All right.
So our budget has to be submitted to the state by February 28th. That also happens to be when our February meeting will be. So it's not gonna be easy to vote for that night, because then I have to submit the certification pages that are signed into the state. Then they tell me when I can submit. So we're gonna have to vote at our January meeting
All right,
on the budget.
with the chair if I can.
Go ahead.
All right, your contract is due what, the end of, whether it's renewed or not renewed, end of March? All right, so,
And that has to get into them 60 days ahead.
you're talking reviews before December, it's, like 4 weeks away to our next meeting.
I have the stuff here, I can pass it out. I have the budget guidelines and the
Excuse me.
information.
But then we're gonna be meeting on the executive director's contract, which we need to go into the budget, but I don't wanna rush anything right now. So, I don't know if these dates are realistic.
Well, yeah, I'm with you there, but can you just go over that time frame again? It has to be in by February, and we're in April
That's our-
1st budget.
Has to be in,
So, I guess I'm confused because I know that Drake and Housing just approved their budget at their last meeting. They took effect October 1st. And we're well into the budget, right? So, why is that okay? And
well, last year, we didn't vote, our budget wasn't submitted on time, because we didn't vote on it, because there was issues.
It's not a big deal.
Right.
I mean, if
So,
you wanna vote on
We try to
it,
do it, I mean, the timeline kind of thing.
Yeah,
if you wanna vote on it in February, we can, and then
What's
everything
the date of our next meeting? The,
27.
December 27th.
well, we can have a discussion at that meeting and see what happens. If we need to push it off, push it off. On the budget training, when are they fixed in that, or did they already fix that?
The board their training.
The online thing, whatever it was.
Yeah, they were making changes, and then those that were gonna need the training, they were supposed to be they'd be sending an email out with the link for you to go in to do the training.
So, anybody see an email? I haven't seen anything. Did I? Anybody else see an email from them?
No,
No.
So I guess that's still on hold. All right, we're into, are you all set?
Yeah, did you want to make any motion to accept the report or no?
Entertain a motion to accept the executive director's report.
second? Or you seeking one or?
Seeking one.
Okay, so moved.
In a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. All right, unfinished business. Vote and approve video surveillance policy.
Is this the public welfare?
And I'm gonna, trying to look for mine, thought I brought my copy. Okay, Melinda, the other day through email that I want to vote for this. Let me explain why. On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs down. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. It says footage will be reviewed periodically. Respond to any event which affects, threatens, and affects safety, criminal activity, property damage, theft, vandalism, traffic issue, or other destructive events. I don't agree with that anyhow.
Okay,
And I know we talked about not having,
that was in your
not taping
original one.
employees.
That was in your
Talking
original
about-
one.
With that?
That was in your original one.
But that's why, after I reread it again, that I don't want it,
The other descriptive event is what you're talking about?
right, that's the one that I read and reread it, and
So
then
you want those,
I
four-
shouldn't have put it in there.
you want those 4 words removed? Is that correct?
That's just my opinion, yes.
Okay.
Don, just have those 4 words?
Yeah,
Or
because-
other disruptive event,
yeah.
or the whole paragraph?
No, just those words, the photos will review periodically in response to event that affects, threatens, affects safety, criminal activity, property damage, theft, vandalism, traffic issue.
So it should
And
be
the
traffic
reason I didn't
issue,
want it,
period.
just that,
Traffic issue, period.
just all other disruptive events.
Okay.
And the reason I said is I know at the last meeting, one of our board members mentioned that we don't want to use the cameras to monitor employees. And with that saying, all other disruptive events, I just want to eliminate that. It's like with the state, you get, 4 pages of duties, and on the bottom it says, or other related. You know what I mean? Or related to it says, so.
So the other thing that I was gonna be looking for was, we don't want cameras to be used to monitor employees, so how do we do that?
And again, I'd like to say what we have for.
So I have a question on that.
That's exactly what we have here.
Okay, one other thing.
Yeah, that related to C. Over here, what C is a extended responsibility of the official used as determined or approved by the executive director and the Tyngsborough Housing Authority Commission. I think that's why I related it to and other destructive events. I don't think, I think it's explained what we use it for jewelry reviewed. Not what, you know what I mean?
Good question?
So your whole thing, I understand what you're saying, the employees. So what if I have the case we had here, where we had an employee who was yelling at other tenants? So what if I receive a complaint and I'm able to view what's going on? I mean, I can't get voice, but you can pretty much tell from body language if someone's yelling.
I guess that would fall under criminal activity, because that's like verbally assaulting or something like that.
I just, you know.
And you don't know if it's sort of, hey, you stuck with my wife last night. You know, that's what trouble.
No, I mean, the complaint would have to come in from,
So it did not.
I guess the complaint would have to come in first from a tenant about the employee, and then you would be able to look it up. It would have to fall under those criteria.
Okay. I'm just saying, because sometimes I do get complaints of an employee doing something or not doing something they're supposed to, whatever may be the
I know,
case.
that's true, and there's too many other people that can't stand.
But I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate of different things that happen, that's all.
So,
I hear John's point, yeah, it'd be under, like, criminal activity if they're threatening somebody, yes.
I mean, that's intimidation too. I mean, if you have an employee, you know, tenant, you say, no, well, I have no can, I have no can. It's like, they're gonna be like, eventually gonna say, well, you know what? I feel like I'm being harassed at.
so I think if we just add the words, will not, the Tyngsborough Housing Authority will not use cameras to monitor employees or tenants, and anything else would have to fall under the rest.
So what if I get a complaint, someone's not picking up after their dog? And I call the tenant,
I
you're
guess
not
that would
picking
fall,
up
that would
after-
fall under property damage.
you're not picking up after your dog, and I get the response every single time. I always pick up after my dog. So this way, I could go on the camera and see if.
How many tenants have dogs?
How many tenants have dogs? Between here and the other place, maybe a dozen. And it's always a big issue. Someone's stepped in dog poop or maintenance is cutting the grass. and-
Maybe we should revisit that pet policy.
I mean, the thing is too, is for 7 years I've been saying work order systems. And when you get it from Corey, we have a maintenance, a maintenance system. But every week the price been cut, I mean, and then we meet, you know, it's the same thing. There isn't anything new that, you know what I'm saying? So, maintenance is a lot, there's a lot to it. It's not, and if it was done correctly, you know people weren't doing that job. And if you assign 3 work orders and 3 days later, they haven't been done. So. And other things too, like I'd like to have the cameras on the second pages to show what we have.
Sarah advised you're opening yourself up to hackers if you put any kind of camera information. She advised not putting that in there.
All right, so it
And
goes,
the other thing too, and I understand that, if you say you use an ABC 123 camera, that camera then gets
And the
down, and then they don't have a direct replacement for ABC 123, they put an XYZ 789, it's not on the list, then technically that camera can't be up there.
And the camera guy had an issue with it being in the policy as well. He was very reluctant to give me that information.
all right, so let me go back a few months now. When they told us that there wasn't any housing authorities that had it yet.
Because that's what I heard from the regional attorney. I went above her.
Right. So then one of your board members went through trouble with taking information from 2 housing authorities, sent it to me, and they put something together. But yeah, it's, I don't know. It's like no matter what, when are we gonna get what we ask for? And then I specifically asked that any changes that were made that it be written in red. Whether it was sent to the attorney or something, whatever, when they get it back. I mean, I don't remember what went on at that last meeting, but if it's written down, it could be pink, it could be yellow. And I could say, okay, this is what I requested, I do it for a reason. So the request went repeat being trustee. So, anyway, so much on that.
You gotta make those,
And then somewhere along what I wrote down too is that the camera can be reviewed by the chair of the board, I believe. They had on my stuff. The goal of this will supply them to cameras have the capability to audit them, who may not in that position. Access to video surveillance will be secure and restricted to the executive director or his and her designee, and the designee needs to be prior approval from the Tyngsborough board. Is that in this?
I guess, access to video surveillance will be secured and restricted to the executive director and his or her designee at the designee, and the designee needs to be prior approved, so that wording is in there.
Okay. But again, it doesn't need, and I don't want to be a free-for-all, everybody look at camera, this one's going out, this one's going in. That's not good either, you know what I mean? I mean, I heard it tonight that people were threatened, you know, and could leave. But other than being threatened physically, I ain't gonna fall for anybody saying, I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way it is. Anyway. You wanna vote on this?
I want to, she's gonna make that, she's gonna remove that, and I want to add the, about will not be used to monitor employees or tenants.
Okay.
You
I'll,
want that in there?
Yes, please.
so move.
So, you
Second
want,
that with the corrections, or
yeah.
Or do you wanna-
No, that's fine, if you all set with that?
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
approve with the corrections noted?
All right, there's a motion, is there a second?
Yeah, Ron made the motion, I second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right. Discussion on funding for housing. Oh, that would be, I don't think we have, that's,
That was, we were, I think,
that was what Don was talking about for Golden Road, right? Am I correct? Discussion on funding for housing?
yeah, we wanted to see if we could get any funding to build more stuff, which the state's not really doing that.
Not at this point. Although, isn't that, did I just see something in about Longville? Is that in the,
But I don't think it's for building, I think it's for maintaining. There's a lot of housing authorities out there that have very deployable units, and they need money to fix them up.
includes 1.6 billion for housing. That isn't the whole thing. All right, nothing on that. Moving on, discussion and vote on changing the bylaws in regard to our meeting time. Well, that's been so long, I forget why we wanted to put it there. We were waiting for you, you asked for it, and we were
No,
waiting for
you
you.
didn't ask for it.
No?
It was a suggestion by Representative Gary that we should probably change our meeting to make it more easily for people to get here. I've heard ups and downs. I mean, tenants here this time of the year, it's dark. They don't like to usually come out after dark. So even having it, at the time we're having it, it's dark. And in the summertime, it's light, some of them do come out. Red Pine's different because they don't actually have to come outside, they're right there in the building.
But I think we did talk about too, wait till springtime,
Well,
because of darkness and all that, and bring it up again.
well, I would like, I mean, tonight's a perfect example of what happened, when I'm getting out of work and I couldn't get out on time, I had to get in water up, so 6 o'clock for me is much better than 5:30, but if we want to leave it at 5:30, that's fine.
I mean, the only reason it was an issue tonight was only 3 of us.
Right.
You know, somebody quit and then somebody's in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we had another person here, we could have started, we probably would have had to skip over the executive session until you were here, but we could have at least
But I'm open
started.
anyway to whatever.
I mean, emergencies happen.
You wanted to wait for April for what reason?
What's that?
You said wait for the spring for what reason?
Because then it'll be light about anyway, well, then we're, and I think we're gonna run it by John, because John was at work the last couple of meetings, so, or the last meeting,
But
whatever.
even changing
But I mean,
times,
yeah,
I gotta
changing
work.
times doesn't matter, so I work 24-hour shifts, so if the meeting was at
You
11
wanna go on
a.m.
sick, I don't care, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the pros? Pros that what? Colin said people can come, and they'll allow you to get out of work
I
and
think she was
shower.
talking for like the business people coming, but how many business people do we actually have that come to our meetings? I mean, not many. I mean, yeah, you work, you're
I
doing
work.
what you do for work. I mean, most of the time Brian makes it here. I mean, tonight was an emergency, things come up.
And so the con would be that you would have to start your day later then.
I start my day late now, but I'm still here before Diane leaves at 1:30 because the office has to.
But I mean, that's
be open too.
they're just.
That's the thing, it makes my day even longer.
I mean, look, we'll just leave it as is for now.
I'm fine at 5:30, whatever.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's working, so,
So I'll remove that from the
yes.
agenda.
Sign letter to residents for unauthorized parking in front of the buildings.
So you got the copy of the letter. Does anybody have any questions? I have the
I'm
original,
trying to remember why are we signing this?
because it was,
Enforcement?
because I always was sending out letters, and it was discussed that where the board was getting involved in doing a stronger letter, that maybe it would be adhered to if the board was actually signing the letter as well, and not just myself and saying per the board.
I have no problem signing it. I know John made changes, we put through Winmo and made discussion on it.
So I have the original.
He sent you a change for the changes?
Hmm.
John?
No, I didn't get any changes.
Oh, John had made suggestions, and I said, I like John's suggestions, and I think Linda, or
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah,
answered.
Yeah.
and they're in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
yes.
I did read it, I did go over it.
And Bob's already signed it, he signed it this morning.
So when are you gonna plan on sending these out?
I can have them, I think I dated the letter for the first, figuring that tonight was the 29th. By the time we get them copied and they get in the mail, it would be Friday.
Okay, so they're gonna be US postage.
Are we supposed to sign on top of our names?
Yes. Why did Bob sign it?
Below.
Well, considering his date, I'm surprised he signed his name as well. It's very, very.
Is he home?
No, he's very.
Oh, so you brought it there?
I just put it there.
He signs the checks. He has me- Yes, yeah, Diane goes over with the checks for him, so.
Where's the rehab?
Do those. Oh, and off of topic, that tenant is being released from rehab tomorrow to her son's house. So if they want to update the fire department.
All right, old business, CPC rep update. Haven't had one of these in a while.
But believe it or not, since.
They probably haven't had any meetings
They had
either.
they were all gung ho up until town meeting happened, and there's been no meeting since. So, which is usually kind of the thing over the winter, it's kind of gets slow.
Affordable Housing Trust Committee update. Do we not have a rep on that now?
Yeah, correct, because Linda took that over from Seth.
All right, well, I was gonna volunteer again, but let's wait to see if, we get a new member and, maybe they'll take that over. Updated discussion on future housing, 689 Colvin Road. Is that,
Over Laurie, I was supposed to call Laurie, I reached out to somebody in their office, who was unofficial, and I have another right there that I want to pursue. So hopefully I have an update soon.
okay? New business, vote to approve quarter page ad for $150 in the Tyngsborough Housing Authority Sports Program.
Kingsborough High School.
I'm sorry, Tyngsborough High School. So my only question again is, we've done this in the past, and we have an email from the account saying it's appropriate use of funds, right? As long as it's appropriate use of funds, I don't have an issue.
Make a motion that we approve a quarter page ad for $150 for the Tyngsborough High School sports program.
Second, Trustman.
Motion is second. Further discussion? Hearing seen, none, all in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Vote to approve amendment 10 to the contract for financial assistance 5001 in the amount of $398,872 and authorize the chairperson to sign via DocuSign.
So I'll have to send you an email.
What is that this right here?
Yep.
What is this?
What's it mean?
So it's money that it's part of our formula funding money, so it's broken down on the front here that there's $100,000 that's being awarded for the emergency grant for the septic system replacement.
Okay,
And then there's $149,577, which is awarded for fiscal 2026 for formula funding, and $149,295 is formula funding for fiscal 2025.
now the 2026 money for the septic as well, or that's what
We have money in our plan for it, but they've also given us money too.
okay. And how who makes the DHCD or that RECA or whatever it is, make the decision where the money's going?
No, it's gotta go out to bid, right?
For the septic, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to it.
When is that at?
It hasn't moved forward much yet. I mean, we had a guy from them come out, looked at the plans, but a lot of the money's is more slated towards the springtime.
So, where do they have it? Central Register? Is that it? Anywhere else?
Central Register, they'll give us, usually an ad to put in the newspaper because it's over a certain amount.
All right, so we need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Okay,
Motion and a second to accept,
You said you can sign on your phone, because I'll just forward you the email that was sent to me.
if you send me an email, send me a text to look at it, to go look, because sometimes I don't look.
Yeah, I
I
have.
don't get, for whatever reason, I don't get notification that I get a text message, an email.
Because I got a reminder email that it needs to be signed, so.
All right, so there's a motion and a second. Further discussion?
No.
And see none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, other business.
Oh, I see.
We just did that, right? Oh, no.
Oh, C is the candidates.
Oh, I was gonna do that. All right, C, review and discuss candidates for open board C, so can make recommendations to the select board for their appointment at the December 11th, 2023 meeting. So I talked to, I was gonna say Matt, Colin, and, so the selectmen are planning on putting on the December 11th meeting, but in order for us to have a say, we need to send a letter, just like we did the last time we appointed Linda, because that's what the law. If we don't send the letter, they can appoint by themselves.
Okay.
or can we ask to interview these people before they appoint by themselves? Before the one candidate?
There's also going to be, there's another candidate, because I got a call from, I didn't get a call, I got a name from somebody to call, so I'm going to do that too, so there could be another name. I'm not sure they're interested or not.
You know what I mean? Before it was one person.
Yeah. We can do that, we can ask them to put it off, we can call them in and interview ourselves.
Yeah.
If you want to do that.
Yeah, motion I can make that.
All right. Go ahead. You can make that. The only thing is, I'm gone all next week, so I won't be able to do anything next week, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking a little bit anyways, because
I as well.
I mean, my thing, just looking at what they've given us here without even talking to them and hoping what they put on paper is legit their information. The second one, where already has some background in like real estate and that kind of
I know
stuff, figured might help us out with
I know the people too, so I know.
getting, the properties that we're looking for.
Right.
That was just my thing looking at it. But I mean, that's, you guys have that decision.
So what we're gonna do?
So, so when's the 11th? The 11th?
Well, it's 2 weeks from
2
this
weeks.
past.
Oh, so we got a week, right? I'm coming back. No, I don't return till, let me look at this calendar.
We're in the same boat.
What's that? I don't return till the 10th,
So I come back the 11th that night.
so. I can think I can ask them,
Cheer time.
I can ask, selectmen to push it out 2 weeks. Probably be best.
Well, it'll be 2 weeks to bring in Christmas, so they're not gonna have a meeting in Christmas, so it'll be after the
Yeah,
after the New
so
Year.
beginning of January, yeah. All right, yeah, so then yeah, you're right, so then we'll be on Christmas.
Because I'm,
Now, the official date closed for people to apply and have interest?
When it was put on the town's website, they had said last Friday, figuring that you guys were meeting
But is that-
tonight to look at the recommendations, but I mean, I can have them, we can have them change that date.
As far as the law goes, it doesn't matter if they advertise it. It's voted, it specifically says a vote, a joint vote, or the selectmen. Selectmen choose to advertise, that's how they vote on their openings, which is fine, I don't have an issue with it. But technically, it doesn't matter. So, if you go follow the law.
So we're gonna do what the person that contacted you,
I'm gonna call them, again, it's like I said, it's like a West
Okay.
County.
to apply a little time. Right.
so busy right now.
All right, so we'll try to set something up when I move to back,
Okay.
go from there, and I'll contact the company tomorrow.
Come in and invite us.
Huh?
Come in and invite us.
All right, other business, anybody? Next board meeting, December 27th.
Other business, we're talking about Margaret's flowers,
Yeah, right.
and you answered, you showed us a lot from Linda, like why she resigned. So I mean, what's average, what do you normally do for people who passed away? And when I call it out, do you have a funeral?
I gotta find out, I mean, they just called me yesterday morning, it just
Okay.
happened yesterday morning.
Well, whatever average is, I mean, what about suggest?
I mean, there's only three, well, Bob, right, but I don't know.
Bob said he
Yeah.
went on and I spoke with him.
So, I mean, what's her, I don't know, what's her arrangement like? I don't know what $100 arrangement looks like.
Oh, we can wait to see if there's a special something, a cat lovers or,
Yeah.
Bobsledding or whatever.
Donation place.
we could
Yeah.
chip and make a donation to that maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
I mean,
keep us up to date. I mean, if you see anything
So
with
it's-
services, what
it's-
they are, if there's a lieu of flowers, please send, whatever, let us know, and then,
$50, $50 between the four of us would be $200. I think that'd be good going
That's fine.
together, right? Does that make,
I mean, that'll be a huge arrangement, I think.
then,
But
How long
I
should
mean,
it-
but if it was a donation to a thing, I mean, $200 might be good.
so how,
Okay, 50 bucks each or 50 bucks total?
a piece.
A piece.
so, but if we're gonna do an arrangement, like you said, that'll be a huge one, do something. We want it to be nice, right? How long was she on the board?
So she may have a
Two
special.
times?
I have to look at your up there.
6 years? Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, just do an average arrangement, whatever, and we can,
She was more on long.
just keep us updated and we'll go from
Term is
there.
5 years, so, 10 years.
I'd have to look at up there on the wall.
Right?
Yeah, just keep us up to date, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we can answer that.
Are you gonna need money before, probably, right? Because, like I said, like, if we're leaving, right? I mean, I can swim.
I mean, what do we do for Rick? We need something out for him, but I mean, personally, what do we
They
do?
didn't have any, services for him because that was all during COVID and stuff. They were gonna do a memorial thing and they've never done it.
Right.
And I can understand why Pam's not doing well, so she's very, very depressed.
And depending where it is, I'd like to go someplace for a week, so.
Mhm.
I mean, they just called yesterday morning, it just happened yesterday morning.
Why don't you die?
So she was at rehab because she
So-
had fallen.
Can we
Oh,
just,
since our last meeting,
let's
What now?
let's close up
Let's
the
close.
meeting.
Make a motion to
subject.
adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, unanimous.
So wasn't that our last meeting?
7:47.